Apologies, we didn't bring the gimbal out with us because we weren't planning on doing quite so much video out here, were we?
No, happy birthday.
But then we got talking to the lockkeeper and discovered just how much history there is around Teddington. So I thought we'd do some video and the intro whilst we're here.
Happy birthday.
Why happy birthday?
Oh, it's 200 years that the lifeboat service has been
I'm with you
on,
now.
so happy birthday.
So the white bridge that you can see behind us that I've put the arrow to is the lifeboat station.
And it's the busiest one in the country on the inland side.
It is, yes.
There you go. I do know a
You
little
do
bit.
listen a little bit.
So, welcome to this week's video. And where are we going this week?
So yeah, we'll do a bit about Teddington whilst we're here, and then we're going back down to Brentford, aren't we? So we'll do a bit about going back down the river, and there's lots of history down the river to Brentford.
And then this one's going to see the whole of the GU.
Yes, let's just start heading back up towards Birmingham for the festivals in August and September.
So everything that I've seen, I'm going to see again over the next few weeks.
And if we can't recover it off your phone because your phone's broken and we got a new one,
Don't tell everybody, they'll all want to know.
We can redo it anyway.
Yeah, hey! So, come and have a journey. Don't get put off because I'm sure she'll find something else that's going to be more important than what I saw.
I doubt that, but joint effort.
Right, push the button, ring the bell, subscribe and join us on our travels as we travel the world of the UK Canal networks. Time for a little bit more. See the other side.
You can really see the size of Teddington Lock now, so we had 12 narrowboats in there last night when we came in. And there's just one rowing boat in there at the moment. Another one of the many trip boats based on here. We've just had a talk with the lockkeeper here, really lovely, helpful guy, and he's told us this office, which is now the Environment Agency office at Teddington, was actually where Churchill and his colleagues were at the launch of the raids on Dunkirk, and a lot of the boats that went out to Dunkirk left from here. Here's the plaque commemorating the boats that left in Operation Dynamo, Dunkirk. And if I turn the camera around, I can show you the moorings they left from. So there's 100 small boats, if you didn't get a chance to read it on the plaque there. And they left from over this side, in front of what is now the Wharf Restaurant and Jazz Bar. And they were all moored along here before they left to head over to Dunkirk. He's also informed us that if we go over those bridges, there's the original studios where things such as Monty Python, Little and Large were filmed. So we'll have a wander over there. I think so. You can see a better view of the lock house from here now. We're down this side.
Nice lavender.
It is. It's blocked out a bit by the lavender, but so this is an island with the lock office on. The left-hand side is where the big lock is that we came up through yesterday, and there is a second lock on the right-hand side, but that's actually out of use at the moment. This headstone here explains that the little ships that left from here to go out to Dunkirk as part of Operation Dynamo helped transfer injured troops and evacuate troops from the shores to the bigger ships to get them back to wherever they needed to go to, and helped in the rescue of 338,226 British and French troops who were all saved. We've walked to the end of the island in between the two locks and looking back upriver towards Teddington and the greenery and the weir. We'll have to go and get some bits of the weir to show you as well. Wind-blown hair. So any of you that are thinking of doing a section of the Thames and wondering how you get your licences, if you go on the Environment Agency website, it does say you can get your licences from the lock keepers, which is the easiest way to do it if you want a short-term licence. Because we came in a big group, it had been requested that we did it previous to that, so they weren't trying to process lots of licences all in one go. So I did phone them And I did have to persuade the gentleman on the end of the phone to take my licence application, but if you do it before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it does come through within 2 hours, and then you can print it off and pop it in your boat window. If you go on the Environment Agency website, it does show you all the charges. It's worked out on the square meterage of your boat. So we had worked out our square meterage at 32 square metres, so it's cost us £79 for a 1 week licence. Although we're only here for 48 hours, it's £55 a day, or it was £79 for a week, so we've paid for the week. Once we're going to be on the rivers a bit more, maybe next year, then we'd look at getting a gold licence through CRT. But for a quick pop on or pop off, then the EA short term one is a good one to do. Hope that's useful information for you.
Giggle alert.
The RNLI lifeboat station here is the biggest inland waterway lifeboat station in the country apparently, which isn't necessarily a good thing for the poor people that need help, but the good thing is we haven't seen any action from it.
It's 200 years old this year. Did you know the Lifeboats Association?
There's a big banner there that says that, or did you already know that?
I already knew that. But I think we need to publicise it, because obviously people need that support.
Yeah, thankfully we didn't on the Thames yesterday, but we could so easily have done with the boat down behind us and then our boat giving up for a little while. Our engine just decided it needed a rest.
I think it worked hard towing.
Yes.
Sleep time.
That white boat there, Fiedler, was one of the Dunkirk boats. You can see the weir behind us. We're stood on the bridge now to the left hand side of Teddington Lock as you come up. And you can see the weir behind us, and Tim, the lockkeeper, was just telling us, wasn't he, about the flooding?
Very much so.
And he got called out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he said it was really, really strange because it just went silent as
because
the
water levels
met
at the same height.
Yeah.
So the actual upper Thames above the weir was equated to the water level at the bottom Thames. That's strange, that. Can you imagine? That'd be like being in a coffin. And on the ground, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
everything being quiet.
It would. There is so much history around Teddington, and it's really lovely of Tim to share a lot of that information with us. So thank you if you're watching, Tim.
Thank you very much.
We're just going on and explore.
Let's go see what else there is.
It is closed today, being Sunday, but once you cross the bridge over to the opposite side of the river at Teddington, there is a chandlery here, which would be handy to know if you needed it. You can see the Lensbury Hotel behind, and that's the hotel that's used for housing sports personnel, players, managers, coaches, teams, when they're staying here for training and doing events at Twickenham and other local venues. You can just see under those arrows some wooden sleepers that have been put in there, and the local boat club owner uses that to pop his boat on to clean the barnacles off at low tide apparently. So useful things that can be done. This is the only RNLI station, bit of a mouthful, struggling to get it out, where they're not allowed to sound the klaxon because of the disruption to the local residents. Sorry for the out of breath, but I've just run from the mooring at Teddington. So 1.5 miles from the moorings at Teddington, you've got Richmond Park National Nature Reserve, which has got an abundance of wildlife, and it was first enclosed as a deer park by King Charles I in 1637. There's over 1,000 ancient trees in the park, some of them dating to over 800 years old. There's over 1,300 species of beetle, and there's 2 big breeds of deer. There's 300 red and 300 fallow deer as well. So you may be lucky and see some of them if you come. Sad bye-byes to Pauline and Derek. We've had such a lovely time with them. I'm just going to turn round in front of the weir and head down to the lock for our locking just after 11 o'clock this morning, back down onto the tidal section of the Thames. See you soon! Bye!
See you later.
We're leaving Teddington at high tide to go down to Brentford, and there's a huge difference with the level of the water over that side.
From yesterday.
It was low tide when we were over there yesterday. I'll see if I can, I think we've got some, yeah, we did get some video of the low tide, so then we can do a comparison. The low tide is from the bridge on the opposite side. But yeah, we'll do a comparison and pop it in here so you can see the difference. Because I think those bushes just there under the bridge were a bit of a beach yesterday at low tide. Here we go, just going back into Teddington Lock. A couple of other boats with us as well. The island in the middle of the two locks here is the shape of a boat, and it has two flagpoles on it, the salute staff and the jack staff, and you can just see the jack staff at the back here. And when the Ukrainian war started, they did put a Ukrainian flag on the jack staff at the back here, and obviously different commemoration days they use the flagpoles. And did you know that a Union Jack is actually only called a Union Jack when it is on a jack staff? The rest of the time it is a Union flag. That's not a sign you see on a lock every day. That'll be because people can come straight across from Europe, the channel up the Thames. This big boat was moored up in front of us, wasn't it, when we arrived? Beautiful day, heading from Teddington down towards Brentford Lock. There is another narrowboat in front of us who are obviously just out to enjoy the day, which completely understand, but unfortunately we've got a deadline to get through Brentford Lock. So once we've got clear oncoming waters, we are going to have to pass them so that we can get down to Brentford, because we've got a 2-hour time slot between 11:30 and 1:30 to get into the lock, so that we can get over the sill with the tide. And obviously we don't really want to be leaving it until 1:30, so we'll get past them when it's safe to do so. There are several islands on this section as we come down the river, and we have to keep to the right hand side of them. We have got a map which I will insert so you can see from the Port of London Authority, which you can contact them and get a copy of, and I'm sure you can probably buy it online and have a look and put the link in the description for you, which is very helpful obviously from a safety point of view as well. Gives you advice about the bridges and which way to go under them. Past the boat that was in front of us, so we'll make it to the lock on time to get through now, and then we're going to fill with water, aren't we?
Yes, yes.
And we've got a well long flight to do, repeat of last Monday.
Yay!
I apologise for the wind noise because it is a bit breezy today, but we are just coming up to Richmond Bridge. It is a Grade 1 listed structure and was built in 1777 by James Payne and Kenton Coos, and it was built to replace the ferry which went from Richmond to Twickenham, which is believed to have been in service since approximately 1439 and used to be used by King Henry VIII and his daughters to get to Richmond Palace. The Richmond Bridge is the oldest existing bridge in use across the Thames. You can also see above it the two lights which indicate it is safe to go through. See the effect of the tide around the bridge stanchions. We are on an outgoing tide. The next bridge in front of us is Richmond Footbridge. You can see the red light showing not to go under that arch. The next arch to the left is the one we will be going under. There is also a lock under weir here, and there's a half tide weir gate that gets risen under this bridge at certain times, obviously in conjunction with the tides, so you have to be aware of that as you come down here, because if you can't pass under this bridge when the weir's up during the day, the lock is to our... You can see see the lock there to our starboard side, and this map says it's £8, but it does say this map is an old map, and having watched Foxes Afloat video last night, they believed it was about £12, so we will have a look it up, and we'll pop the link below in the description for you. But just be aware, if you're coming down here, you might not be able to go onto the bridge at certain times of day. You'd have to go through the lock and pay for it.
The gates go up.
Yes, the gates get risen. The gates rise up from under the canal, from under the river. We'll try and find some photographs and pop in for you as well, so you can see it. Very old wooden toll houses along here on the end of the lock stanchion. Just coming down towards the Thames link up towards the Thames lock and Brentford gauging lock now. So this is goodbye to the Thames for us for a while now. Probably until we possibly do some more in October, dependent on weather conditions, and if not, it'll be next summer when we can explore the rest of it that we haven't been able to do this year. Just feel the tide pushing us a little bit, but it's not horribly strong. Very busy boatyard up here at Thames Lock. Sorry about the piling noise, but Thames Lock through to Brentford Lock is still tidal. Can feel the vibration of the piling through the bottom of the boat. Here we are coming into Thames Lock. Didn't take very long at all for the wide beam to get through. It's obviously only a very small rise, and the piling has stopped for a moment too. The boat was really vibrating as it was going through the bottom.
It was getting stronger as it went further down.
You could really feel the bounce.
There you go, the chimney.
Just coming out of the lock onto the Thames link up to Brentford gauging lock. The piling has started again. If you saw our video from Brentford Canal Festival, we did walk down here to have a look. There's loads and loads of different boats of various shapes and sizes moored down here. Water's already quite low here with the tide, so we just need to get the shifty on and get up to the lock. As you can hear from the planes above, we're right under the Heathrow flight path again. It is nice seeing all the aeroplanes. It makes me thinking I need to book a flight somewhere. Here's the Brentford road bridge. You can still see the wide beam in front of us, so we're going to have to wait for them to go through the lock. But as long as we can get on that lock landing on the left, hopefully we'll have enough water to get through, because the tide is going down quite rapidly and these boats next to us are all sat on the bottom. Hello, hope you enjoyed that.
I certainly did.
Yeah, Teddington's certainly steeped in history, isn't it?
Just
with World War II boats going out and the Monty Python sketch being filmed there.
Wonderful for sketch.
I will put the link. I have put it on the actual video itself, but I will put it in the description below as well in case you want to watch it.
Cool.
And a huge thank you to Tim, the lock keeper, for all your information. Helped us get around the area and know what to put in the video.
And learn so much information.
Yeah.
Really nice bloke.
Yeah. So thank you for that if you're watching again, Tim. So onwards and upwards. Next week will be the start of our trip back up the Grand Union.
Dun, dun, dun.
Might even be some solo boating from me.
I disbelieve that one.
We'll see.
That'll be a bridge too far, that.
Challenge accepted.
Okay.
We'll see you next week.
Push that button, ring that bell. It's free to you and the world. See you next week.